Right. So it's just some late night thoughts right now. It's 12:37 a.m., right? I just wanted to just get on here, talk about what has happened to my life the past year, right? So basically at the start of the year, I dropped out when I was still 17. I didn't go back to finish year 12, right? Thinking that okay, I was going to keep going with e-commerce, um, Google Ads dropshipping, right? But after I kept trying and persisting, because I had this thing in my head where, okay, you know, when you start something, you should not completely give up on it. Just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. And I tried that for months on months, but I know it just didn't stick, right? And it's like one thing I really remembered was from this one guy called Tyne from an agency I worked with. It's a Google Ads agency, right? So what he told me once that really stuck with me was he told me it was good. I had it in me that I had to keep trying, right? But sometimes if something isn't working, it's better to let go and pivot, right? So, a few months go by, like half the year, basically until June. You know, I kept trying all this type of stuff until I finally went to Thailand. I decided to go to Thailand. I talked with my friend who I also tried to do a dropshipping store with, right? But, GMCs came down and a lot of issues. And I just thought to myself, what did I want? What did I want to get out of life, right? And, you know, I think I really want to gain skills and like soft skills, hard skills, but just actual experiences in general. Because I always listen to Alex Hormozy and all these people talk, and they always talk in a way of, the best way to get self-confidence is through experience. And I don't know how to say it. Yeah, for like experience, right? Because with experience in your brain, you're like, okay, you know, I know this. It's not new to me. So that's what I wanted to do. So that's what I did. I decided to go into AI. I listened to Sergey Guittari. Now I want to sell AI infrastructures to real estate businesses, right? To help them fix their problems, but more content on that later. Um, yeah, it's just, and then when I came back from Thailand, right, that's when another realization hit me. It's like I spent like 2 months trying to perfect something, like, perfect the systems, perfect the website, all this, all that. And I didn't want to do the outreach. I didn't want to do the hard work that, gets me like I didn't want to do the 20% of the work that actually provide 80% of the results, right? So that's what I finally realized. And I want to put this video out, so I have to do it. Because my goal, right, within the next year is to get to at least try and scale it to 60 to 100,000 a month. Obviously what I want to do is high ticket, like $5,000 to $10,000 um builds, right? Because I'm not gonna do it myself. I'll just hire someone to do it for me because that's the easiest way. But yeah, I think I should talk about some few stuff I really, really took away from the Thailand trip, and then another stuff I've realized within Australia. That's what it's basically a lot of key takeaways I took away from Thailand was, you have to be grateful for what you have because a lot of the people there, no matter how hard they worked, right, like they can never really get out of the trap, because that system over there is not designed for that. But at least coming back to Australia, even if I don't, like the energy, but it forces you to really need it, really want it, right? So that's one thing I learned. Another thing is my friend, he really tried to push me. So his name's Ju. He really tried to push me to, learn about frequency, right? At the start, I was kind of ignorant. I didn't really, you know, um, I didn't really listen, basically. He talked a lot about what's his name? Neuro knowledge, right? And then once I learned about that, is I started to see it. Like when I went to Bangkok, I started to sense it. I felt it. I tried to give some tip here, give this and that, because yeah, I felt it like coming back and feeling like a better person, more confidence, all this type of stuff. And then when I came back to Australia, I learned something else. So there's this book called Reality Transurfing or Transurfing Reality, whatever you call it, right? I didn't read the book, but on YouTube, ChatGPT, whatever. I love ChatGPT. Just to say, it's like my best friend. Like you can just, ask it the key concepts of um w- basically what, the main concepts are about. And one thing that really stuck with me was the rule of importance. Wait, let me just search it up. I'm pretty sure the rule of importance in reality transurfing in two sentences. Then read it out. This really stuck with me. I just learned this a few days ago. So the rule of importance in reality transurfing says that when you treat something as overly important, you create excess potential and energetic imbalance that invites forces to neutralize it. In simple terms, let's say the more desperate I am for something, like you know, I fear that um I might get it wrong, right? Like I don't want to fail. The more you push it away and stay calm, the world aligns because there's infinite realities. You know what I mean? So if there's infinite realities, we just have to find a way to tap into those realities. So that's just what I want to practice. Like I don't want to idolize this idea of the goal. I still have the vision and the goal, but take it step by step, Like, okay, step one, step two, step three. And then sooner or later, it will happen and I will reach that. Maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, doesn't matter. Because I'm only 18 now, I'm 19 soon, in like February. So that's, I don't know, a few months, right? But even then, like, my life has just started. It's, yeah. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll put on more.